Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 1. That's right, folks. We're finally relaunching the TMNT comic book. It went on for like 150 issues. I remember when that started, I was a young man. Now I'm a big boy. And we're redoing it again, which is cool. This is being led up by Jason Aaron, which is not a name I really thought would come over to Ninja Turtles, so that's kind of exciting. This first issue is from Joel Jones, who is one of my favorite creators working today in the industry. This is kind of exciting. That 150 issue IDW run before this one is very intimidating. If you haven't got caught up on it, it's hard to want to go back and read it all. But at the end of the day, it's pretty impressive. We made it that far in that run. Now, I haven't read it all. I dropped off. Oh man, maybe by issue 60, maybe around there. It got too much. I just couldn't keep up. But I love the Turtles, and I'm very curious to see what a new iteration could look like. So let's see what you got. This is kind of a continuation follow-up to the events of the last run, but it is wholly a fresh piece. So if you have no history or context from the previous stuff, it's just a nice jumping on point. You know, it's completely its own thing. And the first couple issues of this book are going to follow each turtle on their separate journey. So for this issue, we are starting with Raphael. And Raphael is in San Quentin prison. And he's giving us a lot of narration. It's just kind of like, when you look like me, people tend to stare at you. And the last thing you want to be in prison is alone. But I just got used to it. He's in prison. He's a prisoner. He's got his... I guess they're keeping this look for Raph now with the new iterations, like the big, bandana do-rag piece. It's fine. I guess it depends if that's your style or not, but I'm not against it. Everyone just watches him because he's kind of a freak in prison. Nobody really knows what he's doing there. They just know that there's rumors about who he is and what he's doing in this prison. One night, while he's just chilling, not doing anything, he is hearing some people trying to escape the prison. A couple of prisoners have dug a hole. They're escaping through the sewers. Raphael is in the sewers to stop them. And he just beats them up. And this is what I think we're going to see a lot of for these first couple of issues, is the different interpretations of the Ninja Turtles, which is going to be very curious. So what Aaron plays with here is a lot of Raph just wanting to fight. He's very muscular. He's very strong. He's brutal. And I can't imagine the other books are going to be like this one. I feel like this is like wholly a thing for Raphael. So he stops them. They're crippled. They're broken. And he's like, people think the sewers smell like freedom. To me, they smell like home. And this remind me of all the times I haven't had in a while. That's pretty cool. So he takes them back to like their cell. The warden's kind of freaking out. Everyone's kind of freaking out about something Raph did. We then see that he's actually talking to somebody as they're like in the courtyard one time. He's like, you knew they were working on that tunnel for weeks, and you didn't think to tell me? You didn't think you should tell me that was happening? He's like, what's the fun in that? And we realize that he's talking to the warden. Now, the reason that Raphael is in this prison is because the warden asked him for help. There's some shady inmates or something. There's something going on within his prison walls that he wants to put a stop to. And he wants to get Raphael to help him, and then he can help Raphael, clear his name for whatever the crime you want it to be. It could be something that happened in the IDW book, or it could be nothing. Just whatever crime you want it to be, whatever it is. So a couple new inmates show up. They look very tough and scary. The warden's like, just keep an eye on those ones and tell me what you think's going on there. So then later in the night, Raphael starts to hear something, and a guard is dead outside of his walls. So he climbs out of his cell, he goes to the roof, and then he is attacked by the new inmates that showed up, and they are ninjas. And Raph's like, I am a member of Clan Hamato. I think I know who you serve. The way you fight, the way you breathe, it is very Foot Clan. But I know Kurai has kind of changed the way that the Foot Clan operates, so I don't know if this is part of her organization, or if this is like a splinter cell or something. So he fights some ninjas. You get it. It's all in there. There you go. He's fighting some ninjas. He's also taped a bunch of books and shit to his chest, so if they try to stab him, it's not going to do anything. I guess it's also just bulk him up and make him bigger. It works. So he takes them down, And then that's when he realizes this wasn't about me. They're not here to kill me. And he goes to the warden's office, and the warden is dead. And he is stabbed with a couple of sais. They are clearly trying to frame Raphael for murder. And a bunch of SWAT people show up with guns aimed at Raph. He's like, hey, this ain't what it looks like. So Raphael is taken into cuffs. And then we cut to, I guess, is this like now or later? It seems like it's some time after, like he has like bullet wounds on him and he's like back to like the classic bandana. And it's like his like coming home, like he's returning to New York. So I'm guessing like he escapes custody and like returns back home, trying to like rally the brothers together again. He's got to come back, figure out what's going on or whatever. I don't know. They don't really explain it, but you get it. It happens there. We then cut to the end of the book where we see what's happening. We're introduced to a couple of characters. We have like the DA, well, somebody who wants to be the next DA, actually. His name is Carmichael. And there's like this new guy in town called Hale, and he's like wants to be mayor. And Hale gets Carmichael arrested for like drug possession. And then the cops that arrest Carmichael throw him off a bridge. And we see that Hale, who's our bad guy, he's actually working for the Foot Clan. And he's like a politician figure for the Foot Clan to control the world or whatever. Like the world of New York. And that's how this book ends. So the underbelly of New York is going to be run by Hale, I guess. And the Foot Clan secretly vying to take control of New York City. So that's fun. We get a prison breakout book with Raph fighting ninjas in prison. It's pretty sick. We have him returning home to find his brothers. That's pretty sick. And then some corrupt politicians. Classic Ninja Turtle stuff. I do appreciate this book. I think it's very fun. Joelle Jones brings some light into this. It's very different than her other work. You know, it's just kind of more like violent in like a brutal way. Like I think she's done violent before. It's more stylized. In like Lady Killer, it's a little more stylized and flashy. But this is just very like disturbed and broken. And I think that's kind of interesting. Very interesting take for Raphael. This is how you start a book. Because like when you see like next issue, Michelangelo, you get very excited to see what the interpretation's going to be. Because this works for me. What we're doing here, it works. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 1, I am going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.